Hi friends, welcome back. Today we're going to be watching season 3, episode 11 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I just finished Gingerbread like an hour ago and I left my camera to charge and I was like, I kind of really just want to film another one right now because I'm very much in a Buffy mood. I honestly don't know who the helpless person could be in the episode and it's kind of driving me insane. Because if you really think about it, I feel like all these characters are in such a helpless place that it could literally be any of them / all of them. Like, I can't think of a single character that is stable enough that they would be considered not helpless. This feels like weird to say, but I just mean that like I have no idea where this episode is going, but it definitely feels like one of the more, I want to say, angel-centric episodes that are less about the big bad and more about what's happening in our little group and that dynamic, you know, kind of like Revelations and the one that we just saw, Amends. I'm thinking it's going to be something along those lines. That's the vibe that it sort of gives me. If it does have a monster, I definitely think it's going to be a monster of the week. I don't think it's going to be any sort of big bad, really big things. So we should just press play and watch and see what actually happens. So thank you all for watching and let's do it.
Right in the heart.
Satisfied?
I'm not sure that's the word.
Actually, I do have a date. Older man, very handsome. Likes it when I call him daddy.
Your father. It is your father, right?
He's taking me to the ice show. It should be big fun. I could use a little fun.
Well, Faith is not interested in proper training, so I must rely on you to keep up with yours.
I hate being the good one.
And as for patrolling, well, you'll be there soon enough.
Well, that was really funny looking. Could you do it again?
I'll kill you for that.
For that? What were you trying to kill me for before? Okay, so here's the deal.
Buffy! What's going on, sis? Hello?
Let me know if I'm not doing this right.
What's happening? Why did Buffy like lose her concentration? I don't get it. Buffy, you're not supposed to do that. Oh, good for her. Very good.
I'm way off my game. My game's left the country. It's in Cuernavaca. Giles, what's going on here?
Perhaps you've got a bad flu bug or something.
No, not sick. I can't get sick. My dad's coming to take me to the ice show. We do it every year for my birthday.
That's
So
why.
it's gonna break his heart.
Well, just take it easy for 48 hours. You know.
Every year my dad buys me cotton candy and one of those souvenir programs that has all the pictures and, okay, it's a big dumb girly thing, but I love it.
It's not so girly. Ice is cool. It's water, but it's not.
I think it's sweet you and your dad have a tradition, especially now that he's not around so much. Ixnay on the caramel corn, though, if you go backstage.
Ooh, present.
They're not. They're from your father. His quarterly projections are unraveling and he can't afford to take off right now. He promises to make it up to you. It's all right there in the letter.
Oh no.
If you want, I could ask somebody to cover for me at the gallery. I mean, if you want me to take you.
No, it's not necessary. I was just thinking it might be nice to have a quiet birthday.
I don't know what this is, but please just let her have a calm birthday. She just asked for it so nicely.
Getting very close. Slayer's preparation is nearly complete.
It's usually something that families do together.
And look very carefully for the tiny flaw at its core.
Go with her,
If someone were
Giles.
free, they'd take their daughters or their student or their slayer.
Yes, but Buffy, I think we should concentrate now.
Giles!
The flaw at its center.
What the heck? Why did Buffy just break? Giles, what the fuck are you doing? What's happening? Please tell me there's not a bad thing that happens when a Slayer turns 18. I'm gonna lose my shit right about now. Fuck, Giles. What are you doing to her?
Oh, sorry, did I zone out on you? I'm nursing that flu bug.
It's better to take care of that. As we should,
Call it a night. Yeah, that's a good idea. Thanks.
I know that you're not evil, Giles, but what are you doing and why can't you know? This is not looking good for you.
Second of all, anyone with a teaspoon of brains knows not to take my flirting seriously, especially with my extenuating circumstances.
Oh, what circumstances?
Rebound. Look it up.
Hey, I'm not.
Oh, you.
Oh, I beg to differ.
What is wrong with you?
Ow. Oh, the chick started.
Yeah, Cordy. Damn, Cordy.
You okay?
And damn, Buffy, what is happening?
I have no strength. I have no coordination. I throw knives like
a girl?
I'm not the Slayer.
Look, Buffy, I assure you, given time, we'll get to the bottom of whatever's causing this anomaly.
Why is he lying to her?
I give you my word.
Whenever the Slayer turns 18, it's a time-honored rite of passage.
It's an archaic exercise in cruelty. To lock her in this tomb, weakened, defenseless, to unleash that on her.
Why are they doing this?
If any one of the council still had actual contact with the Slayer, they would see, but I'm the one in the thick of it.
I cannot believe they're gonna leave Buffy alone with this thing that they're all so fucking scared of. Or is he gonna escape? Oh, this is not great. Oh boy. Stupid, stupid, stupid.
Open your eyes.
Shh. Everything's okay now.
Sweet and thoughtful and full of neat words to learn and say, like wilt and henceforth.
Then why'd you seem more excited last year when you got a severed arm in a box?
I'm sorry. It's just suddenly there's this chance that my calling's a wrong number, and I've seen too much. I know what goes bump in the night. Not being able to fight it. What if I just hide under my bed all scared and helpless? Or what if I just become pathetic? Hanging out at the old Slayer's home, talking people's ears off about my glory days. Showing them Mr. Pointy the stake I had bronzed.
Buffy, you can never be helpless or boring, not even if you tried.
Angel, if I'm not the Slayer, what do I do? What do I have to offer? Why would you like me?
I saw you before you became the Slayer. You walked down the steps. And I loved you.
Damn.
Why?
Because I could see your heart. You held it before you for everyone to see. And I worried that it would be bruised or torn. And more than anything in my life, I wanted to keep it safe. To warm it with my own.
Who knew he could be such a romantic?
Thank you. Oh, that is much better.
Well, fuck. Giles, don't go looking for the bad guy. What if you actually find him?
Hummers. Big turnoff. I like guys that can remember the lyrics.
Oh, no, no, no.
You know, I wish I could, but my mind just isn't what it used to be.
Let me go.
You didn't say please.
No! Help me! Somebody, please! Help me!
Oh.
Somebody! Stop! Please, I need help!
What the fuck?
I can't be just a person. I can't be helpless like that. Giles, please, we have to figure out what's happening to me.
It's an organic compound of muscle relaxants and adrenal suppressors.
You?
It's a test, Buffy. It's given to the Slayer once she... if she reaches her 18th birthday.
All this time you saw what it was doing to me. All this time and you didn't say a word.
I wanted to.
Liar.
In matters of tradition and protocol, I must answer to the council.
Who are you? How could you do this to me?
I am deeply sorry, Buffy, and you have to understand.
If you touch me, I'll kill you.
You have to listen to me. Because I've told you this, the test is invalidated. You will be safe now, I promise you.
I don't know you.
Did something take her memory? He's Giles.
Great.
Giles. He hangs out here a lot.
Julia, could you please drive me home?
Of course. But if the world doesn't end, I'm gonna need a note.
Please tell me the vampire is not actually coming for Joyce. Don't leave the house.
Buffy?
No, 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 Joyce.
Mother.
Joyce, why would you do that, Joyce? Oh, that's horrible. I knew they were gonna eventually put Joyce in trouble, but fuck shit's fuck.
But she's dead to me now. Mostly because I killed and ate her, but also...
Of course you did.
Because I know I won't be alone much longer. I'll have your daughter. I won't kill her, I'll just make her like me. Different.
No, you won't.
And when she wakes up, your face will be the first thing she eats.
That's diabolical.
I have a problem with mothers. I'm aware of that.
Oh, no, no, how about...
Interestingly, I don't give a rat's ass about the council's orders. There will be no test.
The test has already begun. Your Slayer entered the field of play about 10 minutes ago.
Why?
I don't know. I returned there just as she entered. And Giles, we've no business...
This is not business.
Oh, no, don't... Good. Okay.
Why did you come to the dark of the woods?
To bring all these sweets to Grandmother's house.
Oh, no, just a little lower, right? Oh, yes. Oh. Thank you very much.
I'm scared. Just don't turn on the light. Holy crap!
Buffy?
Oh, thank God.
Buffy, we have to get home.
Oh, my. What have you... My pills?
That's my Buffy.
If I was at full Slayer power, I'd be punning right about now.
That's amazing. He really deserves that. I hate that vampire bitch so much. Outstanding.
You set that monster loose and he came after my mother.
You think the test was unfair?
I think you better leave town before I get my strength back.
Test is done. We're finished.
Not quite. She passed. You didn't. The Slayer is not the only one who must perform in this situation. I've recommended to the council, and they've agreed that you be relieved of your duties as Watcher immediately.
What? No. What?
On what grounds?
Your affection for your charge has rendered you incapable of clear and impartial judgment. You have a father's love for the child, and that is useless to the cause.
How are they gonna fix this? Aww. He's like the father she never had. Okay, so let's talk about this episode because, I mean, I want to talk about this ending because, like, what the heck? This definitely feels, okay, time for Angel spoiler. If you have not seen it, please move on ahead if you have not finished Buffy too, but this definitely feels like it's leading up to Wes coming in the next episode, right? And now I am kind of dying about the fact that I can't watch the next episode right now. But I really don't have the time, but I really want to, so maybe I should. She's gotta go back to Giles, right? This can't be it for them. It just can't, because they're like the best Watcher Slayer duo, and the council can't just break it off. So I kind of understand where he's coming from, just because of the fact that it's the rules of the game, and you can't just change the rules. He feels the duty to actually just follow through with what, you know, he was told, because that's kind of his job. And so I don't feel like I can blame him so much for that. And I think that that's just because I love Giles, but I feel like I don't want to hold him that responsible, because, you know, the truth is that he was just doing his job, and the second that he noticed that, like, how wrong it was, which I think he knew from the start, but I think he really tried to do it because he knew that if he didn't, like, he would get fired, which ended up happening anyways. But, you know, I don't know. I feel completely bad for Buffy, and if I had to choose a side, it would be Buffy's, but at the same time, I feel like I can't hate Giles for this, because as soon as he noticed that it was a really, really big mistake, he did try and, you know, take it back and sort of help her and those kind of things. I sure as hell hope that they don't plan on, like, sidelining Giles. I just want him to come back. Like, I don't know, this feels like when Buffy got kicked out of school, and I was like, there's no way that she's gonna be kicked out of school, she has to come back. So I have the same feeling that maybe this is just a device to present us to Wes, and then Giles is gonna be back as her Slayer. I just don't know how he's gonna get himself on the good side of the council, but he kind of has to. This council has really been pissing me off right now. If anybody has any contact info of how I can get in touch with them, I have some complaints. Why would you do this on the 18th birthday of a child turning into an adult? Like, this feels so mean. They do not care about the Slayers as human beings, and I know that, like, they see this as a flaw, the fact that Giles sees Buffy as a human and not a Slayer, and the council seems like they just care about them as Slayers, so if one dies, it's like, fine, because we're gonna get a new one. So yeah, that's really fucked up. I do not like this council, you know. They're like the worst, because they do this fucked up thing when people turn 18, which, by the way, Faith is not 18 yet, is she? Because if we have to see the same thing happen to Faith, then I'm not gonna like that. But, you know, they are complete, like, slackers when it comes to Faith, because they don't send her a new Watcher, but I guess they can send one to Buffy right now. It's just, nothing really adds up with this council because they're like always on top of their game, but not really. I felt like it was gonna be Helpless in a more emotional mood, especially with the beginning really focusing on Buffy's dad. I thought she was gonna feel helpless like emotionally. I never would have thought that she was gonna be helpless, like actually physically, like in every sense of the word helpless. And it really gave me very much like a horror movie vibe this episode because, you know, all in the dark and going after the monster and, you know, that feeling that you have when you know that the person is not going to be able to defeat the monster and you kind of just want to scream like, don't go in that direction, you dumbass. Like a horror movie with a beginning, middle, and end, you know, like it just kind of did with a haunted house sort of thing and just a monster. I don't know. It really gave me that vibe. Like she really, really proved herself to be so resourceful and she killed him in such a creative way, you know. And I love seeing that she's able to do these things on her own, even though I'm always like begging for somebody to help her because I hate seeing Buffy powerless, you know, like helpless. I love that she's always the one who gets herself out of trouble, who is strong and badass, even when she's not a Slayer, even when she was just a teenager, I guess, almost adult. I feel like I would want a backup option. But I'm glad that, you know, she just went in and did what she had to do and she was actually able to do it and that Giles had her back and also helped her out, you know, because I feel like we never see Giles actually kill people. So I don't know. We see it a little, but usually it's Buffy. So it was interesting to see him stake somebody like, yeah, he can still do that because sometimes I feel like Giles, when I imagine him actually fighting physically, I just imagine him getting knocked out. So it was good to see that he can actually do another, like something else. And the scene of Giles taking care of her was so sweet because you could tell how scared he was. Like he was barely touching her. He was just so nervous to hurt her. And I feel like that translates not only physically but emotionally because he knows that he just hurt her so much. And I think that Buffy understood a little bit better. I think she might still be pissed off at Giles, you know, but I feel like now that she saw the repercussions of his actions and what happens by telling her, I feel like she's gonna respect his decision a little bit more to not really know what to do. These past few episodes have all been really, really intense and nerve-wracking, and I feel like you just want to pull out your hair, and then there's Cordy just lightening the mood, making it a little bit, you know, lighter, funnier, and I love her for it. So thank you, Cordelia. They may like not really give you a lot of emphasis, but I really appreciate you being in the episodes, even if it's just for one scene. I love that Buffy asked Cordy to drive her home because I love seeing that friendship develop, and the fact that Cordy didn't even have to think about it. She was like, yes, of course. You know, she didn't seem like she needed explanations. Buffy told her what she needed and Cordy just respected and did it, and I really like that because, you know, earlier in the episode, Buffy went to defend Cordelia, so yeah, it was nice to see this sort of, the fact that they seem to be caring about each other, because I hope that this means that Cordy is going to feel more included in the group. I feel like it's also worth talking about Joyce because I was sure that at one point somebody was going to have to kidnap Joyce and put her in danger. And this vampire guy actually seemed like one of the worst monsters we've seen so far. He seemed absolutely unstable, crazy, and if somebody had to kidnap Joyce, I'm kind of glad it was him because he was just so creepy. That sounds weird. Joyce, I was not praying for you to get kidnapped, but I have to say that I have the weight on my shoulders feels lighter knowing that you've already been kidnapped, so they're probably not going to do that again, at least for some time soon. I'm glad she got to kind of see Buffy in action because she wanted to see it so badly the last episode that now she finally did. You know, the fact that Buffy is the well-behaved one who will actually study is just hilarious considering the fact that Giles even threw away the handbook. And I wonder if the new Watcher, which I do think is Wes, if he's gonna be actually using the handbook and trying to be more strict on her. I wonder what the new dynamic is gonna be like. Whether, you know, it lasts or not, I'm just curious to see, like, how are they gonna do things? Is he gonna be more strict than Giles? Is he just gonna be chill and be like, Buffy, you do whatever you wanna do, girl? I don't know. That was definitely not an interpretation of Wes. I also want to talk a little bit about the Buffy and Angel dynamic because, you know, their scenes lately have been like as good as they've ever been before. Their connection is just, you can feel it. And you can totally understand why they don't want to go for it, but at the same time, you want to be like, bitch, just go for it, please, I am begging you. And something that really stuck out to me, especially with that conversation with Angel, is that she was kind of asking him, well, if I'm not a Slayer, what am I? And I felt like that was such a deep question for her to pose with herself, because I think they have been playing around since season 1. They have been playing around with this idea that Buffy doesn't like being a Slayer, and if she could, she wouldn't. You know, she has talked about wanting to just give up on slaying so many times. It was such an interesting concept to play around with, because I feel like Buffy is finally starting to understand her job as a Slayer, you know, because Kendra was trying to tell her, like, you need to stop seeing this as a job kind of thing, and I think that Buffy's finally starting to understand it, you know, because it's just a part of who she is, and so she doesn't know how to not be it. And I feel like that's definitely some character progress, you know, because in the beginning, I feel like if she was given the same, I feel like she would be relieved in season 1 if her powers had disappeared. I think maybe a part of her was going to be like, oh, thank God, this means that I'm free. And now her powers disappearing just make her feel so helpless that, you know, that she starts freaking out about it and what that means for her identity, because being a Slayer has just become such a huge part of who she is, because she's kind of, I don't want to say based her entire personality around it, but compared to how Buffy was, you know, pre-Slayer, she really is a whole different person. And so I can understand her doubts about, you know, being a different person when she's not a Slayer kind of thing. This definitely feels like a show-long arc, you know, of Buffy coming to terms with being a Slayer, enjoying it, loving it, and embracing that part of her. Okay, so I just checked the name of the next episode. It's called The Zeppo. I don't know what a Zeppo is, so this leaves me with absolutely no predictions other than the fact that I still don't think we're gonna be diving headfirst into the big bad thing, just because I feel like the next episode has to be focused on whatever the new Watcher is, and possibly a monster of the week to see how they're gonna deal with Buffy having somebody else in charge. So I don't think they're ready to go into the big bad, because I feel like once they do, they're not gonna turn back. That's just gonna keep going to the rest of the season. So I don't think we're there yet, but I do think that we're very close to getting to the big bad episode I have been waiting for. But next episode has to be focused on this new Watcher. And like I said, I am hoping that it's Wes. So I will see you guys in the next video, and thank you for watching.